Saya ingat saya mula perlahan. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada semua. Terima kasih kepada juruteknik kita. Bukan juruteknik lah, yang membantu dari segi teknikal. Saudara Muhammad Izzuddin, penyelaras, CDL on untuk Negeri Sembilan, Puan Shiela, pembentang kita pada petang ini, Cikgu Meera, dan rakan-rakan guru yang dikasihi dan dihormati sekalian. Petang ini saya akan membuat sedikit perkongsian, masih lagi berkaitan dengan bagaimanakah pembelajaran berlaku, dan saya petik beberapa idea yang berkaitan dengan science of learning, ataupun dipanggil cognitive science, daripada beberapa pakar dan juga sarjana yang terlibat dalam bidang berkenaan. Jadi pada petang ini insya-Allah saya akan cuba untuk kongsikan tentang teori beban kognitif sebagaimana yang saya janjikan pada sesi sebelum ini. Dalam bahasa Inggeris dia panggil cognitive load theory. Cognitive load theory, iaitu teori beban kognitif. Jadi maksudnya kita punya minda kita ni, otak kita ni mempunyai keupayaan yang pelbagai, khususnya kalau kita lihat untuk minda kita punya ingatan kerja, ingatan kerja ataupun dalam bahasa Inggeris sebut sebagai working memory kita, dia mempunyai batas ataupun had tertentu berbanding dengan ingatan jangka panjang. Dia boleh menyimpan segala perkara yang telah kita pelajari, disimpan di dalam ingatan jangka panjang untuk tempoh yang lama. Lama tak lamanya sepanjang hayat kita lah. Daripada kita mula lahir sehinggalah kita menghembuskan nafas kita yang terakhir. Jadi semua maklumat-maklumat tersebut dalam proses pembelajaran boleh disimpan di dalam ingatan jangka panjang. Begitulah besarnya keupayaan ingatan jangka panjang seseorang manusia yang dianugerahkan oleh Tuhan. Dan anugerah ini kita perlu manfaatkan dengan sebaiknya, khususnya untuk proses pembelajaran anak-anak. Jadi pada minggu yang saya ingat minggu yang lepas, saya ada berkongsikan tentang ini adalah perkara yang telah saya bincangkan, di mana dalam proses pembelajaran ataupun bila seseorang itu belajar, dia perlukan kepada tumpuan tentang maklumat ataupun fakta data yang diperolehi semasa proses pembelajaran, kemudian disimpan di dalam ingatan kerja, dan apabila data ataupun fakta yang diperolehi itu dapat diproses oleh ingatan kerja, ianya perlu disimpan di dalam ingatan jangka panjang. Tapi untuk menyimpan dalam ingatan jangka panjang ini, seseorang itu perlu mengaitkan apa yang baru dipelajarinya itu dengan apa yang telah dia tahu. Apa yang baru dipelajari dikaitkan dengan apa yang dia dah tahu. Okey, sama ada dalam bentuk fakta, konsep ataupun prosedur, barulah proses pembelajaran berlaku. Kalau tidak, tidak dikaitkan dengan apa yang dia tahu, yang terdapat di dalam ingatan jangka panjang, maka proses pembelajaran tidak berlaku. Sebab itu, kalau perkara ini kita tak ambil perhatian, kita akan dapati ada anak-anak yang hari ini kita ajar, besok bila kita tanya balik, dia tak dapat nak ingatkan apa yang telah dia belajar. Sebab dia tak menggunakan minda dia, otak dia untuk berfikir tentang apa yang dipelajari. Sebab nak mengaitkan apa yang dipelajari itu dengan apa yang dia dah tahu, dia perlukan proses berfikir. Bila proses berfikir berlaku, barulah pembelajaran berkenaan berlaku. Sebab tu ingatlah yang seperti yang saya pernah kongsikan sebelum ini, mengingat itu adalah merupakan sisa kepada pemikiran. Memory is the residue of thinking. Jadi sebab tu kita pastikan bahawa anak-anak berfikir, apa yang dia nak fikirkan, fikirkan tentang apakah pengetahuan dan kemahiran yang perlu dia pelajari untuk ketika berkenaan. Ini kita, insya-Allah benda ni saya akan ulang beberapa kali lagi. Begitu juga perkara ini pun saya dah bincangkan pada pertemuan yang lepas, iaitu dalam proses pembelajaran itu ada satu aspek yang sangat penting, iaitu perkembangan pembelajaran. Proses pembelajaran dia ada perkembangan dia. Sebab tu kurikulum kita pun disusun begitu rupa. Dia tak hanya berhenti pada peringkat tahu, tak berhenti setakat tahu sahaja. Sebab tahu tu dia tidak mantap dari segi pembelajaran. Tapi anak-anak perlu mempunyai kepahaman tentang apa yang telah dia tahu itu. Dan kemudian boleh mengaplikasikan perkara tersebut. Konsep tersebut dapat diaplikasi dan seterusnya boleh digunakan. Boleh digunakan, diaplikasi, digunakan untuk menyelesaikan masalah, untuk dikaitkan dengan konteks-konteks yang tertentu. Tetapi penguasaan itu akan menjadi lebih mantap kalau ia digunakan berulang kali dan untuk mengaitkan dengan konteks yang lebih banyak. Pelbagai konteks. Jadi penguasaan itu pun ada peringkat dia. Ada peringkat yang hanya konteks tertentu sahaja. Kemudian boleh menyelesaikan masalah dalam pelbagai konteks. Sebab tu bila kita melaksanakan, mereka bentuk pengalaman pembelajaran, kita pastikan proses berkenaan berlaku. Jadi pada petang ini saya akan fokus khusus kepada cognitive load theory. Diperkenalkan oleh seorang sarjana, iaitu John Velu. Jadi cikgu kalau nak memahami lebih detail, boleh baca buku dia ni. Buku 2012 ataupun 2011, saya terlupa nak tulis tahun itu. Buku ni agak detail, membincangkan tentang teori beban kognitif. Sebab beban kognitif ini, teori ini sebenarnya mengaitkan dengan kita panggil human cognitive architecture. Kita punya seni bina kognitif kita. Seorang manusia tu ada dia punya kognitifnya, tu ada dia punya seni bina dia, architecture dia, dan dia berkembang. Dan itu adalah satu pengetahuan yang boleh membantu kita dalam kita mereka bentuk pengajaran. Sebab tu banyak sarjana pendidikan yang menggunakan prinsip-prinsip yang terdapat di dalam teori ini sebagai asas kepada perancangan terhadap untuk dijadikan sebagai prinsip-prinsip reka bentuk pengajaran. Okey. Dalam buku ni John Shiela dan juga rakan-rakannya telah membicarakan pada peringkat awal tu dia bicarakan isu tentang pengetahuan, jenis-jenis pengetahuan yang dipelajari oleh seseorang. Ya, ada dua jenis pengetahuan. Pertama dia panggil sebagai biological primary knowledge. Yang kedua ialah biological secondary knowledge. Ini John Shiela banyak membincangkan idea-idea yang dikemukakan oleh David Gears, ya, yang telah membuat kajian tentang kedua-dua jenis pengetahuan tadi. Kalau kita lihat, pengetahuan biological primary knowledge itu adalah pengetahuan yang diperolehi oleh seseorang tanpa perlu belajar, tanpa perlu diajar. Ya, dia istilah yang digunakan ialah learnable but not teachable. Ianya boleh dipelajari tapi tak perlu diajar. Contohnya apa? Contohnya kalau kita tengok anak-anak yang baru lahir kan, dia boleh makan, dia boleh minum walaupun tidak ada pengajaran yang khusus bagaimana cara nak makan, bagaimana cara nak minum, bagaimana dia mengenal wajah seseorang. Dia boleh mengecam kan wajah seseorang, dia kenal ini bapa dia, ini mak dia, ibu dia. Okey. Itu semua adalah merupakan proses pembelajaran yang berlaku secara tabi'i. Ya? Semua anak-anak mengalami proses yang berkenaan. Ini dipanggil sebagai pengetahuan primary. Okay? Biological primary knowledge. Tetapi ada satu lagi pengetahuan yang dikatakan sebagai biological secondary knowledge, di mana pengetahuan tu perlu kepada usaha. Khususnya pengetahuan yang bersifat, dia ada domain disiplin dia yang tersendiri. Macam kita tengok macam matematik kan, kita kena belajar bagaimana mengira, bagaimana mendarab, bagaimana membahagi, bagaimana menolak. Semua operasi-operasi yang terdapat dalam matematik itu perlu dipelajari melalui usaha. Perlu ada guru yang mengajar. Dianya adalah learnable dan juga teachable. Perlu diajar. Ya? Dia tak boleh dapat sebagaimana dia memperolehi biological primary knowledge. Gitu. Begitu juga lah dalam subjek yang lain. Itu adalah merupakan ilmu yang dipanggil sebagai biological secondary knowledge. Okay? Itu dalam buku berkenaan lah. Nanti kalau kita nak bincang lanjut, nanti kita boleh bincang semula lah kan. Baik. Ada satu lagi buku. Okay? Buku ni tak ditulis oleh John Shiela, tapi ditulis oleh penulis lain, Oliver Lowell. Okay? Yang cuba untuk melihat bagaimana teori ini dapat diamalkan dalam proses pembelajaran dan juga pengajaran. Buku ini telah kata pendahulunya tu oleh John Shiela. Tetapi ditulis oleh Oliver Lowell. Beliau melihat dan menghuraikan tentang bagaimana teori ini boleh diaplikasikan dalam proses pengajaran dan pembelajaran. Okey. Sebab tu disebut di situ kan, dia untuk kita menggunakan teori ini ada dia punya syarat dia, ada prasyarat dia. Dan prasyarat inilah perkara yang kritikal. Yang pertama dia kata teori ini perlukan kepada the theory itself need to be guided by our knowledge of human cognition. Jadi kita kena tahu sikit sebanyak tentang pengetahuan tentang kognitif manusia. Ini saya dah bincangkan di awal tadi kan. Adanya memori kerja, adanya ingatan kerja, ada ingatan jangka panjang, bagaimana asas kepada anak-anak belajar, mengaitkan apa yang dia baru belajar dengan apa yang dia dah tahu. Itu adalah perkara-perkara yang asas yang perlu kita tahu dulu sebelum kita boleh memahami maksud teori berkenaan. Yang kedua, dikatakan di situ, the effectiveness of the theory's recommendation must be testable. Boleh diuji and to have actual been tested with positive outcome using randomized and controlled trials. Maksudnya apa yang dikemukakan oleh Oliver dalam bukunya ini, semuanya itu adalah merupakan perkara-perkara yang telah dilaksanakan, yang telah dipraktikkan oleh para pendidik menggunakan teori berkenaan. Okey. Sebab tu kalau kita dapat melihat nanti, saya akan menerangkan beberapa prinsip ataupun beberapa terminologi penting yang berkaitan dengan teori ini. Okey. Selebihnya tu insya-Allah lah kalau kita ada kesempatan nanti saya akan kaitkan lagi dengan cognitive load theory ini. Baik, ini adalah merupakan beberapa istilah yang penting sebelum kita boleh mengaplikasikan teori ini. Pertama, apakah yang dimaksudkan dengan beban kognitif? Okey. Maksud beban kognitif ini, seseorang itu dia tak boleh memproses maklumat secara dengan banyak dalam masa yang sama ataupun sekaligus. Tak boleh. Sebab kemampuan memori ingatan kerja tadi tu terhad. Ya, ada yang kajian yang menunjukkan bahawa dia boleh memproses 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maksimum dia kata 9 perkara pada satu masa. Jadi kalau banyak sangat maklumat yang dikemukakan dalam sesuatu sesi pembelajaran, ini akan menyebabkan masalah kepada ingatan kerja untuk memindahkan perkara-perkara yang dah pelajari itu kepada ingatan jangka panjang. Ini buku yang saya masukkan tadi, buku yang ditulis oleh James Velu dan rakan-rakannya. Saya ingat yang di bawah rakan Paul, Ayres dan Salwa ke yoga itu adalah merupakan pelajar dia lah ya. James Velu seorang profesor di Missouri University. Ya. Rasanya dia masih ada lagi. Ya, masih ada lagi. Ini buku yang ditulis oleh Oliver Lovell. Buku ni lebih bersifat action oriented lah, dalam bentuk bagaimana teori berkenaan tak boleh diaplikasikan. Teori berkenaan boleh diaplikasikan. Okay. Jadi saya kembali kepada teori beban tadi, beban kognitif ini yang jadi ingatan kerja yang terhad itu tidak boleh kita bebankan dengan terlalu banyak. Tidak boleh terlalu banyak maklumat diberikan kepada pelajar kita, murid-murid kita dalam sesuatu masa. Jadi kita kena susun maklumat-maklumat berkenaan. Okey. Sebaik-baiknya kalau peringkat sekolah rendah ni mungkin dalam 5 ataupun 4 perkara dalam sesuatu masa. Sebab itu mungkin jugalah kalau kita tengok dalam DSKP itu, kita tengok bagaimana standard pembelajaran itu disusun. Mengikut kalau 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 disusun mengikut tahap dan juga fakta-fakta yang tertentu. Jadi dah dipecahkan. Konsep-konsep itu telah dipecahkan supaya sesuatu standard pembelajaran itu boleh diajar secara berperingkat. Manusia ni memang begitu ya. Manusia ni cara dia membesar pun sama. Kita tengok ya, anak-anak yang lahir dia tak boleh terus berjalan macam anak lembu kan. Anak kambing, anak lembu lahir je terus boleh berjalan lah dia. Anak manusia tak boleh. Dia perlu proses dia. Dia proses dia merangkak. Kemudian dia bertatih, jatuh, bangun, jatuh, bangun. Itu proses berperingkat-peringkat secara gradual. Sifat manusia tu memang begitu. Dia tak dapat sesuatu tu sekaligus. Okay? Itu satu perkara yang kita kena ingat lah. Bila cikgu merancang bahan pembelajaran, pastikan bahan itu kita olah. Kita pecahkan ke dalam tahap bilangan ataupun kuantiti yang sesuai. Okay? Itu yang pertama ya. Ingatan kerja saya dah terangkan banyak kali. Okay? Sebab dia ingatan kerja ni lah di mana maklumat yang dipelajari itu akan disimpan dan diproses. Diproses, difikirkan, dan kapasiti bagi ingatan kerja ni sangat terhad, sangat kecil. Okay? Jika maklumat yang ada dalam ingatan kerja itu tak dapat dipindahkan kepada ingatan jangka panjang, ianya akan dilupakan. Dilupa maksudnya dia tak diproses lah. Ya? Sebab terlalu banyak sangat. Jadi tak semua maklumat yang kita kemukakan itu dapat diproses oleh ingatan jangka panjang untuk dipindahkan kepada oleh ingatan kerja untuk dipindahkan kepada ingatan jangka panjang. Ini apa dia lah ya. Kemudian yang ketiga ialah ingatan jangka panjang itu sendiri. Okay, ingatan jangka panjang ini penting untuk kita menyimpan apa yang telah kita pelajari. Tapi simpan saja tak cukup. Dia mesti boleh dipanggil semula. Retrieve. Kalau kita simpan je, tapi tak boleh dipanggil semula, itu pun masalah. Sebab tu saya dah terangkan tentang proses kita mengukuhkan apa yang kita simpan dalam ingatan jangka panjang melalui latihan berjarak, latihan interliving dan sebagainya. Itu adalah kaedah-kaedah yang sangat sesuai dengan dengan kemampuan keupayaan ingatan jangka panjang. Maksudnya kita boleh panggil apa yang telah kita pelajari tadi, yang baru kita pelajari itu berkali-kali. Makin kerap kita panggil, makin mantap konsep ataupun perkara yang telah kita pelajari. Makin kerap kita guna, makin mantap dia. Inilah yang penting kan dalam yang kita katakan sebagai penguasaan itu. Sebab tu kita ada aktiviti menggunakan apa yang dipelajari. Bila kita guna, kita panggil balik apa yang telah anak-anak tu belajar. Dia panggil balik. Kalau digunakan untuk menyelesaikan masalah, mungkin dia terpaksa memanggil banyak kali. Okay? Kemudian dikaitkan dengan konsep-konsep lain yang telah dipelajari oleh mereka. Jadi bila kaitan itu banyak, disitulah yang kita panggil sebagai mengukuhkan. Okay? Mengukuhkan konsep. Kalau dalam istilah nanti kita akan bincang nanti, kemudian pada perjumpaan-perjumpaan yang akan datang dipanggil istilah skema. Otak kita ni ada skema. Skema ni adalah konsep-konsep yang telah dikukuhkan yang telah mempunyai rangkaian di antara satu konsep dengan konsep-konsep yang lain yang disimpan dalam ingatan jangka panjang. Dan kadang-kadang satu tahap yang paling bagus bila kita telah menguasai konsep-konsep berkenaan ialah dipanggil automaticity. Kita tak payah fikir lagi lah, dia akan datang secara automatik. Benda tu akan datang. Apa yang kita pelajari itu akan dibekalkan oleh ingatan jangka panjang secara automatik. Sebab dia dah mantap okey. Dan apa ni konsep terminologi term ataupun istilah yang lain yang berkait dengan teori ini ialah kesan lebihan. Maksudnya kalau kita pergi juga maklumat-maklumat yang terlalu banyak, okey, dia boleh menyebabkan ingatan kerja tu tersumbat. Dia gunakan istilah tersumbat, clog tersumbat. Bila ingatan kerja tersumbat, okey, jadi maklumat berkenaan tidak dapat diproses. Bila saya kata proses, maksudnya dipindahkan kepada ingatan jangka panjang, dianya akan dilupakan. Sayanglah. Okay? Sesuatu yang diharap anak-anak kita pelajari, tapi mereka bukan dia tak nak proses, tapi tak boleh diproses. Terlalu banyak. Okay? Dan menyebabkan ia akan lupa dengan perkara berkenaan. Itu yang keempat. Yang kelima ialah kesan perhatian yang berpecah. Maksudnya tumpuan itu sudah kita panggil bercelaru lah. Sebab tu memberi tumpuan ataupun fokus, concentration itu sangat penting dalam proses pembelajaran. Sebab pemecahan perhatian atau tumpuan itu pun akan menyebabkan beban kepada kognitif. Okey? Sebab dia terpaksa memproses sesuatu itu serentak. Jadi dia terpaksa bercabang lah. Bercambah kan. Kalau tidak, kalau satu saja dia fokus kat situ, dia proses, senang dia nak pindahkan. Tapi kalau banyak sangat, dia terpaksa pecah. Jadi tumpuan dia, perhatian dia tu akan berpecah. Dan ini akan memberikan masalah kepada proses pembelajaran. Ini juga dikatakan sebagai beban kepada ingatan kerja. Okey? Dan akibatnya perkara-perkara yang sepatut anak-anak tu pelajari tidak dapat diproses. Saya ingat saya dah ambil masa agak lama sikit ni. Saya minta maaf. Jadi saya harap sikit sebanyak cikgu-cikgu dapat sedikit idea bila kita katakan apakah dia teori beban kognitif. Okey, kognitif load theory ini, dan dia dapat memberikan kita sedikit idea bagaimana dia sebenarnya mempengaruhi proses pembelajaran anak-anak yang banyak bergantung kepada bagaimana mereka bentuk pengalaman pembelajaran mereka nanti. Ya. Jadi saya ingat saya berhenti setakat dulu. Terima kasih di atas perhatian tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, cikgu-cikgu semua. Dan saya serahkan kepada Puan Shiela untuk sesi yang seterusnya. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Doktor atas pengisian yang menarik mengenai teori beban kognitif. Ada banyak perkara yang kita sebenarnya perlu ambil kira sebelum kita merancang PDP yang harus dan boleh dijalankan dalam kelas supaya ia tidak membebankan kognitif pelajar tersebut. Terima kasih atas pencerahan tu. Semoga kita dapat membuat perancangan yang lebih baik. Baik, salam sejahtera dan salam Malaysia Madani. Selamat bertemu kembali dalam program hari ini. Ya, saya suka hashtag kita, iaitu hashtagnya Cikgu Bantu Cikgu. Kita sudah pun ke siri yang ke-16. Tahniah kepada semua yang bersama-sama dengan kita sejak awal Tahniah dan terima kasih. Hari ini kita akan bersama-sama dengan Cikgu Meera dari SJKT Mugunten dengan tajuknya Inovasi Super Rainbow Writers. Terima kasih Cikgu Meera. Saya amat teruja dengan tajuk ini dan perkongsian ini. Semoga kita sama-sama dapat manfaat. Okey, tajuk ini adalah berkisah mengenai cara meningkatkan kualiti pembelajaran mengikut kemampuan serta keupayaan setiap murid dalam aspek penulisan, pertuturan seharian serta pembentangan di hadapan kelas. Inovasi ini berupa sebuah kit kerana ianya meliputi 3 jenis aktiviti berbeza yang berkait rapat antara satu sama lain. Inovasi ini telah diilhamkan dari banyak idea luar. Murid-murid wajar menjalani ketiga-tiga aktiviti utama di dalam kit ini bagi mencapai output maksima, iaitu penguasaan kemahiran penulisan ayat, pertuturan serta pembentangan. Tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, saya menjemput Cikgu Meera untuk meneruskan perkongsian beliau. Dipersilakan Cikgu Meera.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mus and Puan Shiela, and a warm welcome to all the teachers. Can you all hear my voice?
Can loud and clear. Good.
Okay. Without further delay, I would like to share my screen. Can I, Puan Shiela?
Go ahead.
Can you all see my slide?
Yes, we can see your colorful slide.
Okay. So, first of all, thank you so much, CDL, for having me here again. I'm so happy to share this with all of you. It has worked for me. It might work for all of you if you all put some effort on it. So my topic today is Kid Super Rainbow Writers. Okay, I will go through the first slide. Okay, so now if you can see, personally, I feel all English teachers.
Carry on. I think some disruption there.
Okay, so personally, I feel that all the English teachers, actually, we face the same problem. But we only start to notify this problem when the child enters year 4, year 5, and year 6. I'm very sure all the English teachers will agree with me. Okay, for an example, if you look at sentence number 1, she ate in the canteen yesterday. And sometimes this actually is a wrong sentence. Wrong usage of tenses there, wrong usage of subject, verb, and agreement. And you can see the child, they love to use eating, sleeping, talking. And then they won't put is in the front, they won't put are in the front. That is for number 2. If you see number 3, this clearly shows the child doesn't have an idea how to expand. My father is washing his car. That's it. If a year 2 child can write like this, I think we can accept. But if a year 4, year 5 child write like this, can you all accept as an English teacher? If the child is capable of writing, I'm very sure that most teachers will say, write more, you can write more. But they will just hang. Because they will hang, it's not because they don't know, it's because they don't have a guide to make them expand their ideas. Same goes to number 4 and same goes to number 5. This is because, like what Dr. Moose said, it's all in their mind, their cognitive process. So basically, I feel as teachers, we can guide the children to think. We don't guide them to give them the answers directly, but we can guide them to think. So because when we guide them to think, obviously they will have the capability to speak in the front. For an example, what you think is what you are going to speak, and what you are going to speak is what you are going to write. Orally, even now at this age, we even when we write, we definitely will say it out aloud, right? My name is Meera. I am. We will continue like that. So we should train our child to think correctly, to speak it out correctly, and also write correctly. All these three things is like a triangle. It's interconnected with each another. We cannot leave it to move on its own. So these are the problems that not only me, but a majority of teacher faces in the class. Okay, so let me go to the next slide, which is actually the continuity. Okay, I've selected 2 DSKP here. The first DSKP is 4.3.3 and the second DSKP is 2.1.5. Okay, I've selected the year 3 children as my target group. Okay, and I'm very sure everyone will have a question. Why year 3? They are still in level 1. Why are you imposing so difficult things on them? Okay, it's not like that, because grammar has been introduced explicitly starting from year 3. Okay, for an example, in module 2, they already start teaching, especially in our Get Smart book, already start imposing simple present tense. Module 3, simple present continuous tense. And then at the end, module 9, they already start teaching simple past tense. If we don't start imposing them or exposing them to these kind of ideas, when they go to year 4, they will definitely get stuck. And at that time, the year 4 syllabus is going to be even tougher than this. So that is why I feel that better now, better late than never. Okay, so now DSKP 4.3.3 is plan, draft, and write an increased range of simple sentences. Like just now I told you, my father is washing his car. That's it. That is the only idea the child can get. But as a teacher, we can make him think, okay, where your father washed the car, when he washed the car, how he washed his car. So all these ideas that the teacher must tell the child to think, okay, try to think like this. Try to think like this. We are just aiding them. Okay, so pupils, these are the then after that, pupils' problem in a writing lesson, what they face. Because the first mistake is silly tenses mistakes. Another one, confusions and lack of ideas. Okay, this is what problem they have in their writing lessons. And then let's go to the speaking part, whereby the DSKP is 2.1.5. Describe people and objects using suitable words and phrases. How are you going to describe a person, or how going to describe a thing where you don't even have ideas to talk about it? You have starting problem. I want to start talking with what? How am I going to describe? What am I going to use? Correct if I do like this. So all these are the problems that run in a child's mind. And somehow not forgetting, for SJKC and SJKC, this is their third language. So I feel that maybe by aiding the child, they'll be able to do this better. Again, effects to the lesson. First of all, if everything is going to be translated word by word, child is going to get very bored. They're going to be less motivated. Definitely, they're going to lose interest. Too much of correction. Teacher, every single word, you have to correct them. Even when you mark. Too much of explanation over everything. Teacher-centered, and it's going to be time-consuming. If you are just going to do it the old traditional way, it's also going to be a burden for them. Again, overloading the children. So it is supposed to be done with something more effective and more fun. Okay, so far, any questions? Are you all okay? Am I making you all bored?
So far, so good.
Okay.
Yeah, any questions in the chat, I will check on it and I will give you the question.
Thank you, Puan Shiela. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now, just now, I think I answered my question before my slide. Why I call it is a kid, like how just now Puan Shiela read. A kid, if you want to mention the word kid, it cannot just be one activity. It cannot be one worksheet. It must be something continuous, a series of activities that you are going to plan and use in your class. So that is why it's called a kit. Okay, another thing, why year 3? Okay, year 3, I only have 2 reasons. One, it's already in their, it's already in their textbook. Grammar has been introduced to them openly. One more thing, I don't want to get headache when they go to year 4. So I already start now itself in year 3. Okay, this is the 2 reasons that I would like to explain to you all. And number 3, sometimes even in year 3, they still face problems in making simple sentences. So I feel, why don't we introduce the correct one at the early age? So these are the 3 reasons why I select year 3 as my target group. Okay. These Kid Super Rainbow Writers, like what I told earlier, it has 3 main activities and approach. Approach means, how are you going to do this in the class? So for an example, the first thing, sentence template menu, I will show you all later. It is an individual approach or also a class approach. You can do it 2 ways. Okay, why I say 2 ways is, the teacher will guide the children to complete the template menu. So the teacher will guide, it's a whole class approach, and individual, the child has to do it on their own. No more spoon feeding. Enough of spoon feeding. So it's not that, okay, I photostate this, I give you, this is your template, you copy and write. No, you have to complete the template on your own. So you have to listen to the teacher's instruction. You have to get involved in the class discussion. Then you complete it. Okay, so that's why I said it's both an individual approach and a class approach. And then we have word train, where this is a group approach, whereby kids sit in their group, the children are in their group, and they have to complete this activity, a word train. Okay, and then number 5, the 5th point is Uno, think, speak, and write cards. This activity, you can either do it in pair, 2 of them, or do it as a group approach, 4 of them. Okay, so this is a little bit on the kid. Okay, this is the part, this is the main part, which is the heart of the innovation that I would like to share with all of you. Okay, if you can see earlier in my abstract that Puan Shiela read, I took these ideas from many other things that I saw, that I see in my daily life. For an example, how I came up with this rainbow. Why a rainbow? Okay, first thing is, I got this idea from this concept called the Better Evaluation Rainbow Framework. I saw this thing. I was just going through Pinterest. Okay. I know all of us have Pinterest. So I was just going through Pinterest and I saw, wow, this one looks very colorful, and it has layers on how to evaluate. Okay. Because it's an evaluation framework on how to evaluate. Then I think, how can I apply this for my children? So they can write in a systematic way. It's like a layered systematic way. Okay, first you have to write this. Second, you have to write this. Third, you have to write this. Fourth, you have to write this. I know some BM teachers will say, Cikgu, yang ini macam scope. Yes, it is something like scope. I agree. But this for Bahasa Melayu, they don't have tenses. Okay, you don't have that problem in Bahasa Melayu. But in Bahasa English, we have tenses and we have verbs. And the verbs must be written correctly. The subject must fit the verb, because we have something called subject-verb agreement. So that is why I have to create something like this. Okay, so I explained to you why I selected rainbow, because it's layered. So for all of us know, even children, since they are in not year 1, since they are in Tadika, they've already been introduced with rainbow. They all know rainbow has 7 colors. Okay, but for this activity, I'm only going to use 4 colors. Okay, the first color is red. The second color is orange. The third color is yellow. And the fourth color is green. I'm only going to use this 4 colors. Okay, and then each color represents a keyword. Okay, for an example, red is for who. And then, so you know who, like for example, for year 3, I told them you can use for people, you can use for animal, you can use for things. So the child will write here actually. This one I'm showing you the teacher's version. In the manual that I've prepared, this is the teacher's version, this one. And then what I use action. Sometimes you might ask me, teacher, why you use action? Why you never use verb? Sometimes when we say the word verb, the child cannot relate verb. But if you say action, they'll know, teacher, something that I do, something like that. So at sometimes we have to go to their level to make them understand. Because sometimes verb is, for their age, it looks very vague. Verb, what is verb? But when you say action, they know something that I do. Action comes from the word act. Something that I do. So they know that. And then next, where. Okay, where they do it, place. And then when is time. So here, a year 3 children writing a sentence with all these 4 elements, for me, is something to be proud of. Because a child can write a correct sentence with these 4 parts. Okay, so if you can see, you might ask me, teacher, why got 3 parts? Okay, the first one is for simple present tense, module 2. The second one is for simple present continuous tense, module 3. And the third one is simple past tense for module 9. Okay, then what I do, okay, I make it big for y'all so y'all can see it clearly. Okay, if you can see, this is the keyword that we are going to use for simple present tense. Set in the child's mind. If simple present tense, this is the keyword that you can use. Daily, every day, every morning. You give a lot of example to them so they know. If simple present tense is something that we do every day. So the child will write, Alia, what she does, sweeps where? The class every day or daily. Okay, and the most important thing that I would like to highlight to all the teachers, not only English, not only maths has formula, English also has formula. How you want to help your year 3 children, year 2 children master this thing is, always tell them, number 1, if there is one person or one animal or one thing, the verb or the action, you put an S at the back. If there is more than 1, 2, 3, 4, and infinity, the verb has no S. Okay, this is the formula that I teach my year 3 children. So they know already. If it's singular subject, one person, automatically you'll have S at the back. She sweeps, she eats, he talks, like that. If 2 people, Meera and her friend, 2 people, so automatically no S. So because if we keep on using the word singular subject, plural subject, the child cannot see. It's very difficult for the child to visualize it. So that's why I use these numbers. Okay, the next one is the same thing, but only thing I changed the keyword. The keyword here is now. Something which is happening at the moment now. So again, if you can see, 1 is verb plus ing, 2 are verb plus ing. So I explained to them again. You see, 1 still got S at the back, but see, 2 got no S at the back. So that is how I explained to them. And the last one is simple past tense. The keyword is yesterday. Okay, so you can say last night, last morning, just now. You can say all this, but I choose this because they are still in year 3. I choose them. But still, some of them, when I explain this, in their work, they use just now. They tend to use that last night. So, and then these are the formulas that I use in the class. Sometimes now some people will think, teacher, this is so high level. Please don't think it is a high level because this is in their textbook. If you can go to module 9 and see, they have taught the kids this. Okay, we have to explain when to put D, when to put ED, when to put IED, then this vowel change. For an example, come become came, then completely change, buy become bought, bring become brought, and then no change. For an example, like shut, shut. So all this we have to explain one by one. Provide examples. Provide examples. If you can provide examples to the children, they can understand. So this one is for this part. And again, teachers, we are not giving the colored version of template. Do not do that. You are spoiling the child's creativity. You are making them become lazy pupils. So this is their work. If everyone can see, this is their works. Go one by one with them. First, you teach them simple present tense, complete module 2. Okay, teach them this, everything. Then go to module 3, use this. And then go to module 9, use this. Okay, teachers? So if you can see, this is them coloring. Because every time when we teach English, it's all about writing, all about speaking and playing games. Okay, why don't we bring a little bit of art? Ask them to color, like this kind of activities will make them think a little bit different. Okay, so this is the first series of activity, and which I told you the heart of this innovation. This is the most important part, and you have to take a very long time to settle this with your kids, because you have to make them understand the concept. Okay, let's, after finishing this sentence
Meera, one
template
moment,
menu. Teacher?
One moment, Cikgu Meera, one moment. Teachers out there, any questions so far? Because this is just the basic that Teacher Meera has explained. If you have any doubts, any questions, please feel free to ask. Because if you can see the chart there, the rainbow has got many colors to it, but our focus is only on 4. Yes, very nice indeed. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, thank you, Meera. You can carry on.
Okay, Puan Shiela, thank you. Actually, you reminded me one point. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's like just now, like what Puan Shiela said, I'm only using 4 colors. Okay, so now when these children, when they go to year 4 or when they go to year 5, I will add another layer of color, whereby I will add in some other elements such as adjectives and also adverbs inside this. So the child will add on another layer. The child will add on another layer to the rainbow. Maybe the next sentence will be, Alia, the tall girl, sweeps the class daily. So she has to do that. So this one, the same super rainbow writers I use for my year 5, and I add the layers, extra 2 layers for adjective and also adverbs. So now there's no use we give the children the knowledge of adjective, the knowledge of adverbs, no use if they are not using it to write sentences, if they are not using it to speak. Okay, so that is another point that I have to explain to you all. But thank you, Puan Shiela, you brought it, you reminded me. Thank you so much. So for year 3, we stop at 4. Okay, let's say teacher said, no, teacher, no, Meera, I want to use this for year 2. Can you just use 2 layers only? You just use 2 layers. Oh, no, teacher, my students are good. You want to use 3 layers. Go ahead. You are the master of your lesson. You are the master of your children. So you go ahead with how you want to bring. This is a very free and easy. Okay, so I will go to my next slide. Okay, my next slide is actually something very common, very usual, but it's the continuity of this part. Okay, so now the idea of this, I got from the word train, and I also got from the flow map. Okay, so what we have to do is very simple. Teachers have to prepare word cards like this. Okay, and actually you can just use normal strips of paper also, but the most important thing is follow the color coding given. Red is for who, Orange is for what? Yellow is for when. Sorry, yellow is for where and green is for when. Follow the coding. So the child will know, okay, automatically color coding. Red color means who will come in the front. Orange color means action will come in the center. Yellow color means place will come number 3. And then number 4 will be when. So that is color coding, and the child will arrange. At this time, now some of you all will think, yeah, follow the color only. Very easy, I can do. No, this is the time where the child will think, she play on the slide. Correct? She play on the slide. No, she is one. So one person. So you have to plus S here. So that is where the child will think. So there actually we are making them think. So here you cannot put my teacher take a photo. It's wrong. So my teacher, you have to find another action or verbs that suits the sentence, that agrees with the subject. So here we are making the children to think. Since this is a group activity, the children in their team corrects their teammates. Okay, again, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 sets of sentences. And I already mixed singular subject and also plural subject. On that day, your teacher, you feel, okay, I think we only have a little time only. Just give them 5 first. Play with 5. And then next time, next lesson, add on another 5. Step by step. According to the pupil's level. We don't want to overload anyone. Same like what Dr. Mustaffar said today, no overloading. So we go step by step, slow by slow. Okay, so far, are you all okay? So far, all okay, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
They're
Okay.
all okay. You got an ardent fan here, our technician Encik Izzuddin, following closely. At the end of the session, you can ask him the questions. Carry on. Thank you so much, Meera. Carry on, please.
Okay, so again, what I would like to stress here is the first activity and the second activity should always be connected. There should be a relationship between the first activity and the second activity. It cannot be like hanging in the center. We teach them about rainbow and suddenly now here we teach them about something. It should be, it should come in a flow like that. Okay, so now let's go to the third one. The third one is, okay, this one is the sample of pictures. If you can see, first when I try with the children, I just use color paper only. Just use red color paper, orange color paper, yellow color paper, and green color paper. Just stripes of sentences, and then I just cut, and I just give them. So if you can see, it's very messy, but I just leave it lah, since it's their work. So after finishing this, the child copy down the sentences. So if you can see, there are further activities for them. Not only after finish group work, okay, finish, all bye, go back to their place. So this one I already paste in the front of their board, each group's activity. So they just have to come and copy down. So this is for simple present tense they did. You can see this is the two thing. One, I use paper and you can see how messy it became. And then I find, okay, I have to do something because I want to repeat this activity for different tenses. So that is when I printed on colored papers like this. And I also laminate it. If you can see this one team doing here, then another team is doing in the other side. So all of them take their own space. And the class, caution, the class will be very noisy at this time. Okay, so this is my third activity. This one is actually a fun activity. And the idea I took is from Uno. Seriously, I don't know how to play Uno. I don't know, and I always get confused in playing Uno. But one thing I know, because my sister always win Uno, she will say, who got most card, they only will win. That one only I know. So I use the same idea here. Okay, how this game works is very simple. Okay, if you can see, actually, the colors behind each card here actually has no meaning. I just want to bring back the feel of the rainbow colors to the child. I don't want them to divert. I don't want them to go divert. Still keep them in the same mode. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. So what the child, how this game goes is, Okay, you either can play in 2 as pairs, or you either can play in team of 4s. Okay, we have 24 cards. Okay, we have 24 cards. Each child will get 6 cards. If it's a game of 4, each child will get 6 cards. So how it goes, it's like this. Okay, you see the child is sitting in a team. Can you all see? Okay, they're sitting in a team like this. Okay, so child A, this boy here, smiley boy here, he will take a card from this girl. Okay, so when he take a card from this girl, he has to look at the picture. If you can see, okay. Okay, wait, slide is not moving. If you can see the picture here, there is a verb given down here, an action given down here. The child has to take the card from pupil B and he has to observe the card. You have to think and then you have to tell, you have to speak. For an example, the child has to make sentences orally, make them to speak. Okay, my father, okay, since my father is a singular subject, my father takes a photo. Where he take the photo? In the park daily. So again, goes back to your earlier idea, which is the sentence template menu. Okay, if the child is able to make the sentence using the 4 elements, the card is the child's one. If the child cannot make the sentence because it's in a game, so obviously everybody will say, hey, no, your sentence is wrong. Tabule, tabule, tachi. The card will go back to the child and another child again. Okay, like this. Like this. They sit in a 4. If the card is, if you made the sentence correctly, you can keep your card. You keep your card down here. You can keep your card in the table, on the table down here. If cannot, you have to give back the card to your friend. So at the end of the game, the one with the most cards at the end of the game wins. Okay, now I'm using, this one is main tipu sikit lah. I'm using the same card for simple present tense, simple present continuous tense, simple past tense. I'm using the same card. If you can see here, if you can see this now earlier, all the verbs are regular verbs. Okay, the verbs has no tenses in it. So the teacher, if let's say now you are teaching module 2, which is simple present tense, if you are teaching that, okay, so that day, that is the tense that the child is going to use to make sentences. If that day module 3, simple present continuous tense, that is the tense that you are going to use. If that day module 9, simple past tense, that is what you are going to use. So I made it like that, so I can use it for all the tenses. Okay, and I always believe we teachers, I think in my earlier CDL also, I use the same phrase. I always believe teachers are actually doctors in the school. So if the child is sick, we give medicine, there will be improvement. Okay, if you can see, these are the improvements that I saw for both skills, which is also listening, writing skills and also speaking skills as well. Automatically, when you give a child a stimulus or a guidance, they can speak. Usually, I give them target sentences. But this time, it's not target sentences, but it is sentence template menu at the beginning here, which actually help them to speak and also to write. So basically, this sentence template menu is the heart of the kit, which is going to help aid both the skills. Activity number 2, which is word train, and Uno, Think, Speak, and Write cards are actually reinforcement activity for them to boost their confidence level to both write and also speak. So always remember, the first part is the most important part. And the child, you trust me, they will never forget. They can remember it correctly. Okay, so far I will continue. This is the results. Okay, and a few things that I would like to share with all of y'all. What are the prominent key features? Okay, first thing, you learn and explore through play. There were 2 games involved here. Although the first part was little bit serious, which is the sentence template menu was a bit serious, but the second 2 part here, the child were able to learn and explore through play. They learn trial and error. And then again, fun learning. Okay, where were think aloud and brainstorming was used? During the Uno game there. They think aloud. They speak out their sentence. If it's wrong, they lose the card. If the sentence is right, their friends correct them, the card is theirs. Okay. And then cooperative and collaborative learning. As usual, you also all the part we have pair work, we have group work. And then the thing that I would really like to highlight is this kid, it depends on the level of your children. If the child is good, your children in the class is very good, you can use this kid as a whole class, as to be done throughout your lesson. You can start it in the first with the sentence template menu. You can go with the pair work, which is the you can go with the group work, which is the word train. And then you can go to pair work, which is the word game, or you even can do that as group. You can do it in one whole strand if your children are really good. If your children are quite weak or they are mixed ability, maybe you can go one by one. And maybe even to make things more differentiated for y'all, maybe you can just give 5 sentences instead of 12, which is a lot. Then you can give 5 first, or maybe you can give 6 first. So go step by step. And then here, maybe you can control. Rather than a child getting 6 cards at once, maybe you can just give 3 cards. 3 first. Try and error. Small, reduce the number. So it's differentiated in numbers, that you reduce the amount of activities, the amount of exercise the child is doing. Okay, and then that's what I meant by 3 process approach. You can use it as in one lesson if your child is good. If you cannot, you can take 2, or if you think that, oh no, my children can do, reduce the numbers. Okay, next, learner centered. And now since Mobbing has gained so much of popularity among teachers, we are actually bringing back what we learned in our IPG, which is multiple intelligence. Okay, so this Inovasi Kid Rainbow Writers actually fits their multiple intelligence, whereby we did arts with them. Okay, we colored, we talked about rainbows, and then we did interpersonal activities, whereby we did group activities, pair activities with them. Then kids move around, kinesthetic, and then even we use linguist, whereby kids, a language lesson cannot run away from linguists actually, language. So we use that. So it fits multiple intelligence. We as the master of the class, we know what our kids like the most, like how the mother know what the child like to eat. So the teacher knows, okay, I think my kids will enjoy this lah. They like to play games. They like to move around. They cannot sit in one place. So the teacher knows it well. Okay, differentiated, I already explained just now how you can use this kit according to your level. I've not fixed anything. So you can use it according to your level. Then it covers more than one skill where you can use for speaking and also writing. Okay, and then I believe in deliberate practice for memory learning, because our children nowadays, one, their attention span is very short. Another one more thing, it's very difficult for them to keep things in their mind. Although we just teach them, they will forget easily. So we need deliberate practice, but don't make it to become like a rote learning, like a traditional approach. Maybe we can use this activity on and off in the class. So one, it's not boring for them. Another one more thing, they will think that, ayo, teacher every time do the same activity lah, very boring. So on and off. So that is what I meant by deliberate practice here. Okay, and then what are the strengths? Okay, simple. Okay, simple means less explanation, from the teachers, because you only one time only are going to explain to them, especially the sentence template menu. That's the only part you're going to explain. The others, they are going to move on their own. We don't need to copy. More thinking and creating. Okay, this one you all know. Rather than teacher writing the target language on the board, children keep on copying sentences. This is where they think, they create on their own, and they make sentences. Teacher acts as a facilitator. Okay, this fun part I already explained earlier. Learn through play, meaningful experience, engaging as it is differentiated. Okay, sometimes we know in the classroom, some kids will move very fast. So the children who move very fast, we can give them, and after, let's say, they already finished in their work, in that team already finished. So straight away, we can give them the next activity, which is, okay, give them like 5 verbs. Okay, go and make sentences. This is what I always do in my class. The good ones, teacher?
One moment, there's an interesting question here. How to teach slow learners where they have so limited vocab? How to teach them, slow learners?
Okay, this is
by Cikgu Wan Rosliza.
Okay, this is a very tough question actually. How to teach vocab for slow learners? Okay, teacher, I always believe vocab picks up as we speak and use them in the class. Okay, so sometimes what we can do, what I always do in the class is, sometimes as I speak, I tell them, okay, you see, today we are using this as a new word. For an example, teacher, we go back here again. Okay, if you see here, what vocab that we can give them, if the word, the thing is people, my father, my mother, my sister, my teacher, my uncle. So that is where a teacher can apply different vocab on people itself. So for an example, what happens is, you know what happens? When you see the picture only, you directly put one name there. Mr. Ali, Mr. Abu, Encik Tan. So where the child cannot build their vocabulary already. That's it. If they see a man only, they will terus put Mr. Ramli. So there's no inculcation of vocab there. That's why I do not encourage to put names. I won't encourage to put their friend's name. Sometimes if worst come to worst, okay, put your friend's name. If not, try to use my friend, my teacher, my uncle, my aunt, my grandfather, like that. Same goes to verbs. Introduce them a wide array of verbs. That is why, if you can see this one, I introduce them to different kind of verbs. See, you have take, cook, play, drive. All these are different kind of verbs. Go back again here. Place. Don't every time talk about school, house. Okay, try, like say, actually when you talk about place, in year 2, they already learn parts of the house. Don't say, my father cleans the house daily. House, go deeper. House means where in the house? House is very big. Living room, hall, bathroom, or toilet, kitchen, where? So here, this is our role as a teacher, to impose vocabulary slowly, like putting injection, slow injection for the children. Okay, and then time, you have here daily and everyday. This one we can't do much because they are still year 3. But for the first 3 parts, I think we can do slow. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Cikgu. Because if we don't use the language in the class, the child will never improve. We have to use the language in the class. We have to tell them, these are the words that you can use. Another way that I always use in the class is, I will tell them, okay, today I teach you the word big. What are other words that you can relate to big? Okay, big, you can say large, you can say huge. So at certain times, we have to curi masa sedikit to teach them these vocabulary, slow by slow. Vocabulary picks up as the child grows. This is what, based on my observation in the class, the vocabulary will pick up. Sometimes VSF will think, wow, the child knows this word. VSF will think, but they pick up. And another thing that everybody will say, reading. I reading, it's true, but there's nothing much, there's no role played by the teacher here if I just say reading. So I just share what I do in the class. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Cikgu. Okay, and then this done. Okay, and then hands-on and minds-on, where you have teamwork here. And then you have HOTS, where the child thinks on their own, create a new sentences. Okay, and the best part is cheap, low cost, no maintenance. Basically, I used only colored papers only. I use different colored papers, so I spend around roughly 20 ringgit. And the colored papers also, why is it 20 ringgit? Because it's fluorescent colored paper, so a bit expensive. And I shopped most of my things in DIY only, basically colored papers. And then applicable, I told you, can be used many times. Like I use it for 3 different units already. And yet I will use it whenever I feel the child is a bit, yeah, actually you can use this for anchor activity as well. Okay, kumpulan mana yang sudah habis? Okay, come, you all can play this game. You all can play the word game. They will never get bored. Okay, and then suitable for language-based subjects, Bahasa Melayu, change it in Bahasa Melayu. Bahasa Inggeris, change it in Bahasa Inggeris. Those who want to use for Bahasa Tamil, change the verbs all in Tamil. Chinese also same. Okay, and then you can use it both offline and also online. What I mean here by online is teachers actually can send the sentence template menu in the WhatsApp group. Kids can think about it, give pictures earlier, think about it. And another one more thing, but this I use for my year 5. I'm very sure the BM teachers, they will know. Gambar, satu gambar, gambar tunggal. What you can do is you can give them these pictures and ask them to make sentences. This I did for my year 5. Standard 3 still use one picture, this picture. Standard 3, this picture. But year 5 takkan I nak bagi gambar ni kan. So what I did, I gave gambar tunggal. I gave gambar tunggal, one picture. For example, they are the park cleaning. So make sentences, but you use sentence template menu. Okay, so this is it. Okay, and then my outreach program, I cannot shock sendiri do in my school only, right? So I went to Camp Askar Melayu. I explained to the kids. They had a lot of fun doing this activity, but there what I did was because I was only given 2 hours at Camp Askar Melayu that day, so I only focus on sentence template menu, and I really guided them throughout the 3 tenses using sentence template menu. So this is what I did in Camp Askar Melayu. And then my school, we had program TS25, Sekolah Nucleus. So here, if you can see, here you can see teachers from Kampung Sawah, SK Chua. They came to my school, and here I think I managed to prepare the word cards already. So I showed to them how it went. And then this was in Tampin Linggi, whereby the kids, if you can see the child there, one is actually having the template menu. Another one more child here is writing sentences already. And then this one was in Mobim. This was held last week Monday. So I played with the kids pula, the teachers there. Okay, and then last but not least, today I'm here at CDL. Okay, trying to share. Okay, and then the last is what will be my future plans is, the most important thing is number 2, whereby I want to prepare something for level 2. So by not only they use adjective and adverbs in their sentence, but make more better sentence with more quality. So that is what I have in my mind for this thing lah, this innovation. Okay, so I think that's all. And this is how I want to share my materials with you, because it cannot be shock sendiri, right? Only I'm doing it. So how I want to share these materials with you is, you can scan here, and it's complete with a manual. Let's say now the teachers who are in this CDL sharing session, you guys know how to use it, but how are you all going to explain to your other panel members? So there is a manual for each part. Like part 1, there is a manual. Part 1, sentence template menu, there is a manual. And then part 2 is word train, there is a manual. And part 3, there is Uno, think, speak, and write. There's also a manual for that. Okay, I see if I can share with y'all the manual so y'all can see. Okay. Okay, this is the manual. Okay, this is the manual. Okay. So this is the manual. Can you all see my screen?
Oh, no, teacher. Maybe you can stop share and then you reshare the window that you are presenting.
Okay. So wait, I just. Sorry, Izudin, this is a sudden plan. Because you asked me yesterday, I got something else to share other than my slide. I said no, right?
Oh, it's okay. Just go on.
Okay, wait. Okay. Can you see this now?
All right. We can see.
Can see. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is the manual. So it's step by step. So how you all are going to use it. Okay, this is the manual. So basically, I wrote one short karangan for you all lah, how to use it, and then got this is the guidelines. Okay, so got example also, and this is it. Okay. This is the manual for the first one. Okay, let's go to the second one. This is for part 1, and this is for part 2. Okay, this is for part 2. Very little bit only because it's very easy. It's just like flow map. So this is it. Together with the examples that you all can do in your classroom. Okay, and then you have the third part, which is this. This is the one that I really need to focus because sometimes we will get confused. So this is how to play the game. And this is the pictures to guide and also the prototype here. So all of you all can use it. Okay, so that's it. Can you all see my PowerPoint now?
Then we can see.
Okay, so this is all from me. That's all. Thank you. And if you all tak sempat scan, I will share the Google Drive link in the chat box after that, so you all can copy. You all just need to do 2 things only. First, print out the sentence template menu, photocopy it, start with the children. That is the first step. The second step is to print out the this one. This one. Actually, everything is readily available. Just print out only and up to you all. If you all want to use it many times, then after that, you have to laminate. If you all just want to use it for at that time, just print out only. And this one got 3 parts. Got present tense, for present continuous tense, and for past tense. So I prepared this in 3 parts. And this one, you just can use it for all the 3. Same also, if you all want to use it for a long time, you want to look after your aids, so you have to laminate lah, so it tahan lama a bit, because the kids, when they hold the card, they get very excited. They will make the card will definitely bend and it will become in a very bad condition. So that's why I prefer to laminate, easier to make use of it. Okay, so can I stop sharing?
Then
Okay, so now I want to share the link. Okay, wait. You all can just... Okay, this is the link. Okay, this is the link to the material that just now I shared. Please do try, at least try the sentence template menu. If the other two part is very difficult, where you have to cut, you have to laminate, it's very difficult, at least try the first one. The first one is the hard and it's very effective. Slow by slow, even the children that cannot read fluently, also they can able to do, but start very simple one. Start first maybe with 2 layers, then with 3 layers. The very good one, like my year 5, some of them are really good. I already go to 6 layers already. So that's all from me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Meera, for your sharing. Wonderful sharing. So we have got a rough idea how we can teach our children basic writing skills and do some progression from them. Okay, thank you so much. Wonderful sharing. Teachers, I open the session for any questions. Please feel free to ask any questions, any clarifications. Ya, terbaik Cikgu Meera.
Dr. Mustaffar send something. Kit ini serasi dengan konsep dan prinsip sains kognitif. Wow, thank you, Doctor.
It aligns to the cognitive theory that you are sharing earlier on. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you. Good sharing, teacher. Okay, I've just got something to share here. A simple suggestion on the vocab. Okay, just now a teacher had problem with vocab. How you want to help your children, slow learners, children who are unable to master the vocabulary? Well, you can start by having a chart in your class. I would suggest you prepare a banner of word list for that year. For example, if you're teaching year 1, prepare the word list in a banner form. Okay, put it up in the classroom. Have a chart in your class with the student's name on it. So every time they are able to explain, use the vocab, put a tick to it and reward them. So this in a way will motivate the children to build their vocab. If you can do from the very beginning, from the preschool right up to year 6, that would be a good foundation for them when they enter a secondary level. Just a suggestion, this can also be applied in the secondary classroom, where have the vocab list. Make sure they see it every day. Have a pop quiz session with them. Ask them what is the meaning. How can you use these words? No harm in asking them just 2 minutes or 3 minutes before you start off your lesson. Just a suggestion. If you can apply in your classroom, so be it. If not, you can always adopt and adapt the idea. As how Meera has explained about the writing skills, you can also adopt and adapt. It doesn't mean you must follow from the beginning until the end, but use what is applicable in your school. Okay, use whatever that is applicable in your school. If you feel the rainbow, tell them, okay, we are going to do a full rainbow. But for a start, we're going to use only these 2 colors. Work on it. Subject-verb agreement. Move on to the 3rd layer and so on. So the children will know that they have progressed. There's so much joy if they know that they have progressed. Okay? Thank you so much, Meera, for the idea and for sharing, for giving out the materials. Thank you so much. Nasib baik tak ada royalty. Thank you. Thank you so much for the sharing. Teachers, if there are no other questions, I would like to continue with next week's sharing. or before that, our photo session. Please switch on your camera so that we can capture your beautiful smiles and your pictures. Yes, please switch on your camera. Encik Zudin dah bersedia ke nak ambil gambar semua?
Sudah Puan.
Okay, alright. Saya serahkan pada Encik Izzuddin untuk ambil gambar.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, selamat petang pada semua guru-guru yang hadir. Boleh ambil masa lah untuk buka kamera dalam 30 saat lagi. Dan ya, terima kasih datang. Jadi boleh buka kamera, ada lagi? Kalau tidak, kalau tidak saya start lah. Ya. So ada 3 panel, so saya akan ambil 3 kali. Jadi 1, 2, 3. Alright. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Last 1, 2, 3. Alright, selesai.
Terima kasih Encik Izzuddin. Saya akan teruskan dengan perkongsian minggu hadapan. Minggu hadapan kita ada lagi satu perkongsian yang menarik. Semoga kita semua sama-sama dapat turut serta dalam perkongsian yang menarik ni. Cuba lihat, tajuknya pun dah menarik dah. Resume fokus bermotivasi. Merupakan satu aktiviti yang diselitkan oleh guru semasa proses pengajaran dan pembelajaran dilaksanakan. Aktiviti ini bertujuan untuk mengembalikan dan meningkatkan fokus dan motivasi pelajar di dalam kelas. Jadi apa aktiviti yang Cikgu Muhammad Fazli ini akan kongsikan? Sama-samalah kita ikuti program ini, di mana hashtagnya cikgu jangan lupa cikgu bantu cikgu. Segala idea yang kita kongsi di platform ini hanyalah sebagai bantuan kepada guru yang lain. Bagaimana kita boleh bantu? Hashtag kita cikgu bantu cikgu. Kita berjumpa kembali minggu hadapan. Link kehadiran akan diberikan di ruang chat. Mohon cikgu-cikgu isi, berhati-hati bila isi. Pastikan maklumat betul, tepat. Sijil akan diberikan. Menggunakan sijil tersebut, cikgu boleh daftar sendiri dalam SPL KPN. Okey, sijil akan diberi kepada email yang cikgu telah daftar, dan setelah cikgu dapat sijil itu, cikgu boleh daftar sendiri dalam SPL KPN mengenai pelibatan cikgu dalam program hari ini. Baik, terima kasih. Kita jumpa lagi minggu hadapan. Semoga semua ceria, meria dan sentiasa sihat. Bye, jumpa lagi.
Thank you, Puan Shiela.